Hey everyone, welcome back to the B-side. Brad here again. We're going to be working on the eraser after last week's cutting and keying of Paste Pot Pete. What's up, Ram? Good to see you, man. Paste Pot Pete was cut up last week, cut and keyed. I printed him out already this week. It all came out a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. He's actually pretty big, and the glue is really big. And as you can see, my eyes look like they are now the eyes of someone who got beaten up on the way home. That is because I am near resin, and when I am near resin, that's what happens. So just so you know, I'm not 75, getting closer. I was not beaten up by anybody. This is just what happens when I'm anywhere near resin. So look a little older than usual, but you know, it's just temporary, we hope. So welcome to the B-side. We're going to be working on, like I said, the eraser. I already blocked out a lot of them this week just because I kind of got excited about doing it. So we'll see how much needs to be done this week. So let's just take a look here, jump onto the actual guy here. This is just a render. I did a lot of, what's up 3D Manic? Nice to see you back here, man. It's really good to have you here. Hopefully this is going to be useful. Interesting. Again, like I said, I gotta kind of figure out exactly what is next with this guy. What's up, Hannibal? So this was originally the guy was a lot smaller. I think when I first brought him in, he was just my generic male base mesh that I used for those 2-hour sculpts that I do on my channel, the Goku and the Wolverine and even the Kamala Khan. Really the same character. I just did some exaggeration of the length of his features. I wanted to kind of make him feel long and kind of gangly, to kind of make the suit be a little bit more interesting visually. I'm going to move the light over here. I had that light kind of different just for the sake of the render. But so I want to have him have just kind of like these long features here. He's not going to be doing too much in terms of the pose. He's not going to be very dynamic. You know, the Paste Pot Pete was being all dramatic, and so was Jack of Hearts to a certain extent, and even Sleepwalker was doing some stuff. But this dude he's kind of like a fixer. Come on, yeah. So that was hell. This is what I did on my channel. I do like every week or two, probably every other week moving forward. I just do like a two hour character. Like I don't get crazy in detail with it necessarily. I just try and do it in 2 hours. So this was the Ms. Marvel, which is this one right here. I'm just gonna get to the end where I was here so you can see, but it's the exact same basic male mesh. It's just just done a lot of tweaks to it. But that's kind of the point too, right? You can start with anything that's just basically human and just turn it into something else. So this was where I ended up with Ms. Marvel. But again, it's the same base mesh, the exact same base mesh I'm using for the eraser. I'm going to try and use the same base mesh for virtually everything, just because I don't want to necessarily kind of give myself too many different starting points. I want to see if I can start with one thing and just go in different directions. I was going to say 3D Mac. I thought you had mentioned that you weren't going to be around, so thanks for coming by. And what's up, Angry Monday? So just to explain where I am with this, again, this is all just blocked out stuff. He's got a pinstripe suit, which obviously is going to require like a UV setup, right? So it's right now I have perspective turned on, and I think if I go here to my camera settings, I'm at a 24 millimeter focal length, which is kind of like a little bit more dramatic. When I turn perspective off, it's very, very, very flat. It's just really not cool at all. So we're going to keep that in mind. That he's going to look a lot different when I go to render time. He just has a lot more going on here. Now, for the sake of the pinstripe suit, again, obviously, like I said, UVs are important here because I'm not going to be sculpting on the pinstripes. I'm just using noise right now, right? So if I just go here, say to the jacket, which is this right here. You can see basically, again, if I just go, I have noise, and I just have basically just stripes, the noise plugin for stripes. What's up, Jamie? Nice to see you again, man. but yeah, I just have stripes, and I have black and white stripes. So because again for this pinstripe suit, it's going to be a lot of that. So I just went I did some really basic UVs in my and again my version of UVs is not everyone else's version. My version is very very bad. But for the sake of this, my main concern was just to make sure that it's as straight as possible, so you know so the pinstripes work, right? That's pretty much it. I did some adjustments to the noise scale to kind of make them line up as best I could, but wasn't overly concerned about it. It's a suit. It's not going to be perfect. But you can see here I have the sleeves as separate pieces, mostly because I won't have to worry about UVs, but I also wanted to kind of just be able to move them around without having to worry too much about whether or not by rotating the arm I'm messing up the suit. What's up, Gus? Again, thank you so much for coming by, guys. Again, this is I kind of like I'm guessing that this is going to be very cloth intensive, in the sense of just sculpting, trying to do some folds and some things to kind of make the suit look more realistic, and I have to kind of maybe figure out a way to make his little mask a little more interesting. I just blocked in the overall shapes. The lapels, again, like this, these are just I just made this in Maya using the quad draw. Um, and the thing about noise, you probably know, right? Like when you do noise, it messes around with the way things overlap. So I can't be sure this is even going to fit the way it needs to fit until I actually apply it. Same thing with the pants. And again, I did the UVs after I remeshed him. He was already out of symmetry, so the pants are not perfect. There's not a straight line in the back here. It kind of looks a little goofy in certain places, but again, he's a guy with a pencil on his head. I don't think we need to get too concerned about beauty here. So again, my main thing right now is just to I want to kind of like this. I'm kind of going a little minimalist with this. I think to a certain extent, my main focus is to try and make the cloth look interesting with kind of like some angular folds and so on. I kind of dance around a little bit with the idea of the size of the head. I feel like again, I don't want the head to be too small, but if I make it too big, then it's going to look like one of those DJs with the giant helmets. That's not really what I'm going for. But if I go here, let's just see. I don't know how big I want this to be, but I kind of feel like maybe a little bigger wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a weird dude. All right, Jamie, thanks for coming by, bud. So I want to kind of play around a little bit with the eyes here, make them a little more interesting and so on. So just a lot of that. And what I think I'll do probably is when I'm sculpting this stuff, I want to turn off the noise as I sculpt. So I want to go here to the right sleeve. I'm just going to kind of play around with that first. I'm just going to start with the sleeves and see where we go with that. So I'm going to come down here to the surface and turn my noise off. This noise, again, like once you kind of get the noise that works, I saved it out so I can load it onto other pieces and then adjust it, right? So I even saved the lights, by the way. Like this is one of those little things. If like in this case here, I wanted to have kind of a comic-y feel to the render. So I used, I think posterize is one of the filters. So if I render it out right now at BPR, it takes a couple seconds because of the noise. But when it does render out, it kind of has that posterization feel to it. And it's all right, but the lighting is important, right? So while I'm sculpting, of course, I want the lighting to be helpful. This is not great. So just don't forget, when you get your light setup, you can actually just kind of like save it out as a light setup and then just load it, when you're ready. And then it'll kind of load it the proper way, and then you'll get your render setup. So it's just one of those little things that it sounds obvious, but it's kind of a nice little thing to do. You don't have to worry about kind of like trying to recapture it over and over again. You can just put the light where it needs to be, and then load the save light setup when you want it. So let's go here to the sleeves here. So again, as always, right, I'm thinking of this in terms of if I were to print it. And I have to print this guy. He's a giant pencil. You have to have it printed out. So I just want to kind of like I already have the arm separate, and because of the nature of the pose, I think that also is one of those things. Like I just like his hands being kind of fit together in front of him. It's naturally going to be kind of a tricky thing with a top Andrew. Yeah, it's a weird dude. It's going to be a tricky thing with like cutting and keying. So I figured I'm going to make it somewhat simple and have the arms already separate. I mean, the jacket's already kind of doing that for you with the different sleeves. So anyway, long story. I got my right sleeve here. I'm going to turn the noise off for now. And I'm just going to start with some, with some details here. So as best I can, I should say. And again, because he's so simplistic in a lot of ways, um, I want to kind of see if I can experiment a little bit with the folds being a little bit more ridiculous, just to have a little fun. So I'm just going to divide this, Control D, and let me make sure that I'm actually on my thing here. I did it, but nothing happened. For some reason, my smooth modifier was turned off when I divided. That was weird. So there we go. So I'm going to kind of do that. I might undo, and this is where I'm going to go against my usual thing here, which is I'm going to use creases, because in this case, I can't really add edge loops in certain places. I think you lose UVs in ZBrush as soon as you do that, which is interesting. But so I'm just going to give this guy a crease. I want this elbow to be really, really sharp, so I'm going to crease the edge loop. And I can't, because this is strangely whatchamacallit, apologized. So I'm just going to crease a little bit at a time, I suppose. So instead of creasing the edge loop, I'm just going to crease a couple edges. I'm going to do it manually, the old-fashioned way. So like I said, the problem was I remessed these after I posed them. And because symmetry was not on, but that's enough. That's good. Wait a minute. Why is that? I missed one. I blame you guys. There we go. All right, cool. So I'm going to give myself a pretty decent number of points here. And I'm going to play around with just, again, bring in some folds. So I just brought in some reference here. And again, I want to kind of play around with that idea. And what I want to kind of figure out really is what I want to do. Do I want to kind of just make this look normal with folds, or do I want to kind of make the folds ridiculous? I always lean towards the ridiculous, just because you can't go wrong when you're going to do accidentally make it look normal. And one of the things that I want to do is play around with this idea. I did this with Kamala Khan on my 2-hour thing. I'm just going to bring her up just for a second so you can see what I'm talking about. I think this is the final one. And you can see, like, with her dress, I wasn't trying to get fancy with it. I wanted to have really sharp folds. You can see here with the dress, I kind of really went like very, very clean and like just sharp with these folds, which really is just a lot of masking. See, that's the thing, Gus. Like that's why he doesn't have a crazy pose, because he doesn't. I read up on him because I didn't know anything about him, and apparently he marketed himself as a crime scene cleanser. Like, he would go and erase all of the evidence that might be there against you. So literally, apparently he uses that helmet somehow. Again, I haven't seen it in a comic except for like a couple of individual panels, but apparently he uses that somehow to erase evidence. I don't know what exactly that means, but that's what apparently he does. So I don't know if he has a weapon, or if he's more just like, a weaponized can of Lysol. It's anyone's guess. I'm using the Happy Trails brush that Mike uses a lot. I have one called Standard Trails Pinch. It's kind of the same thing. I think that he named his separately. So, but like, I want to kind of like figure out exactly how I want to kind of do this. If I want to have this basically the U shape around here for some of these things, but I kind of like this like folding up thing happening here. So like, I want to try to do that if I can. Now I want to go back down here. I think let me see, that I made the UVs for this guy. I think I separated the interior from the exterior in terms of the UVs, and I want to be able to isolate one from the other. So I'm just going to go here to my polygroups and do auto group with UV. So you can see here, yeah, the inside is a separate UV. So if I want to kind of work on one part and not accidentally mess up the other, I can just do that now, because I polygrouped them that way. And what I'd like to do is this kind of thing here. So I want to make this somewhat high red. There's only 250,000 points or so. And I want to kind of bring that up if I can, or push this part down. So what I'm going to do is go to my mask curve. Mask curve is really great for this, because the mask curve is very no nonsense. It doesn't mess around. So I'm just going to come here and kind of like this. Let's try that again here. Let's go here. There you go, something like this. And now I can just lightly with my move brush push this down beneath that, invert that mask, pull it up a little bit, do a little smoothing. It's still probably a little too low res for this to look the way I want it to, but that'll actually kind of work, I think. Leonard Fiasco, yes, that's again, you know, you can't go wrong with a name like that. I always thought that some of their names kind of mapped out their future. Like, I don't know if Mr. Sinister's name is actually Mr. Sinister, but you have to think that if you were born and given that name, you're not going to get a job as a healthcare worker after that. Just like, it's hard to imagine. So I'm going to go again, like for these folds, I'm going to go pretty high up for some of this. Oh, yeah. So that was just a render out of ZBrush, but I used Posterize as a filter to kind of give it that drawn look. What I'm most proud of, I'm not gonna lie, this is stupid. I understand. I have so much trouble with thumbnails because I overdo them and they become really tacky, and that's just how I roll apparently. But what I'm most proud of with the thumbnail, I know it's dumb. But my thumbnails always, right, they have, you know, the B-side always has this little triangle. It's like kind of a, you know, retro thing. I was very happy that for this one, because it's the pencil guy, I made the thumbnail, made that triangle a pencil. And I just tried to make it match up. Again, I was very proud of that. That was a design choice, and I stand by it. So I'm going to do a couple more of that same idea here. I kind of like these like really kind of sharp folds here, and these aren't going to necessarily make any logical sense, but in the sense that, like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense probably for this part to be wider than everything else. I'm going to say I don't care, and I like it. And I also think that once we have a guy, I'll say it again, once you have a guy who's wearing a pencil helmet, I don't think realism is our primary concern. But you see, Raptors, see what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff. That's why I need to have the stream, so I can point this stuff out, because those are the kinds of things that I'm most proud of. But I have come to the realization that I am not good at sculpting folds, and I've come to the realization that this method, is my version of sculpting folds. I'm going to be very stylized about it, and I'm not even going to try and make it look realistic. I'm going to be like, nope, I am going to make these folds as hard edged as possible, and I'm going to call it my style. So now I'm just going to push this part in a little bit here. Again, this is my style. And if you look at this and think this is not realistic, that's my style. So I just flip the mask a little bit. I don't want to smooth out all that hard work I just did. So I'm just going to mask that part out. With a high res mesh though, and the mask curve is great for this kind of stuff. Again, does this make sense? Not really, but I'm okay with it. Mostly because it looks bold. We're going to go with bold. I'm going to call it bold today. I'm going to go here with a little inflate. I'm going to bring this part out and see how this looks good. It might not, but it's okay, we'll see. So I'm just going to bring this out a little bit more. And again, realism? What even is that? It's okay. But I like this kind of, like, you know, again, it's not realistic, and that's okay. But I do want to kind of play around with these kind of fold a little bit here. So let's kind of go back to my standard trails pinch here. I'm going to go down a couple subdivision levels. I just want to start sculpting. I don't want to be sculpting on something that's crazy high res. If I can help it. And let's go in here, and this is my standard trails pinch. So it has the trails modifier on it, and it has the pinch modifier applied to it. So it kind of gets us that little edge here. And go up a level here. So like I'll go down to a lower subdivision level to sculpt that part in, and then go up to a higher subdivision level to smooth it. If that makes any sense. Sometimes that I feel that works for me. Um, I am not a cloth guy. I'm not overly confident doing cloth, which is why I go for stuff which might be unrealistic. That's okay. Good thing about trails, again, that trails modifier on the brush is if you sculpt slowly, it kind of like builds up even more as you go, which I kind of dig. Let's come in here and invert that. Actually, you know what? Let's go up a level. Make sure I'm doing this at the highest subdivision level available to me. My move brush, and let's just pull this part out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're going for very sharp folds here. I may have mentioned that. I'm going to repeat myself quite a bit because I'm trying to convince myself that what I'm doing makes sense, and sometimes you just gotta keep harping on it. This is my tried and true method for folds. I pull out some clay and then I push in some clay right next to it. I don't know what else to do. Now I'm going to go to the Orb Cracks brush just to kind of do some nice little some carving in here. Don't know how much you're going to even see this, but sometimes I just want to kind of, no, hold down Alt. So I found I kind of like Orb Cracks as a fold brush sometimes too, just because it's kind of no nonsense in the way it kind of carves in or pulls out if you hold down the Alt key. So I'm a big fan of the Orb Cracks brush for folds. Hold down the Alt key for that brush. Again, it's a very clean edge. So I'm just gonna hold down Alt and then don't hold down Alt and go inside and go in there and kind of like give a little valley in between there. So this little part here, I want to kind of vary it up a little bit. So I'm going to kind of come in here and carve in a little bit here, pull a little bit out. And this little area here too. I'm just going to kind of pull out little tiny folds here just to kind of make that a little bit less uniform. Now, obviously, there are folds around the elbow. Any idea what those folds might be? I don't know. Let's just throw something on there. Let's just look. Anything? Okay. So there's going to be a little bit of overlap, it looks like. Okay, let's go with overlap. That's good because it allows me to use my trusty curve again. Go up to the highest level again. Invert that. I'm going to just push that part in a little bit. Invert that. Pull that part out a little bit. There you go. You got all kinds of folds going on here. I don't know how good they are, but again, I think you're going to be distracted by the man with the giant pencil. I think that the giant pencil is a good kind of cover. It's like spackle, It just covers up all the blemishes. Just put a giant pencil on the guy's head. Who's even going to look anywhere else? All right, so I have all this stuff here. Let's just see how that looks with the noise. That's good. So again, so it kind of pushes that around. It gives us a little bit. On the inside of the arm, I'm not really going to spend too much time, right? Because I don't know how much you're going to see. You're actually going to see a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. So we'll just do a little bit here, turn that noise off. Got my Orb Cracks brush. Kind of have this go up top here a little bit. I'll kind of see if I can connect that a little bit with this little indentation there. This is my method of folds. Sculpt, Control Z, sculpt, Control Z, sculpt, Control Z. Go back to my standard trails pinch just to pretend that I use that brush more than I actually do. And down low. It's not down subdivision level. Hold down Alt and kind of this is a little bit goofy looking on the inside here. I don't think we're going to see this, but all right. So I think it's one of those things where when everything is sculpted, it's going to look okay, right? I do think though, and this is where you save, because I do think that I do need to stop being so timid about it and go a little bit more, not extreme with this, but kind of. Let's bring this whole sleeve out a little bit. I might undo this, by the way, just so you know. I'm going to unmask that and then invert this mask. Let's just see about giving this a little bit more of a thing. I don't know if this is making any sense at all. But again, I keep trying to tell myself not to be so timid about certain things. Sometimes I'm going to go a little bit more. So let's bring this back. I think that's too much. I think it's too much. But you know what? It was worth it. It was worth a shot, I think. All right. There you go. You try it. You know. Okay. So we got one arm, one sleeve. Yes. Other sleeve is probably going to be not much different. I'm not going to lie. So let's just go on to the other sleeve and see what we do. What I'm going to do, because I need to be able to think of it in those terms, I'm going to flip this. So I already flipped it once because I think originally it was, there you go. We'll move it over here. To do the exact same thing on this arm. Yes, sir. All right, so let's go here to the arm. And again, I'll turn the noise off. Make sure I'm on the left arm now. Do a quick save. You'll find, again, I'm going to quick save every time, especially when I'm doing stuff that I'm very unconfident in, like cloth. So there we get this very, very low res guy. I'm going to do the same thing if I can, but as you can see, I can't really crease this edge as easily because it doesn't really flow. So I'm going to need to kind of just make it by sculpting, right? So I'm going to divide. And again, I did it, but nothing changes because for some reason, I must have turned off smooth at some point. So I'm just going to divide this a couple times just to get me enough points that I can do some things. And I'm just going to go to, say, my J-cut brush, right? So B, J. It's J-cut A, J-cut B. I don't know where I got these. I mean, I think I got them on ZBrush Central, but I can't be sure. If you don't have these, I'm sure you know someone who does. They're just kind of a more subtle version of damp standard. It seems to me like a more of a softer pinch to it. And just by holding that Alt, you get a nice clean edge. Whenever I'm doing like lips and stuff, I always try to use a brush like this to kind of get me a nice ridge on the lip. So I'm going to do kind of a similar thing, right? I'll go back to my standard trails pinch here and do the one thing I know how to do with folds is it's that horseshoe shape. Whether or not it actually makes sense to do. I'm going around that with Alt, just to kind of make that pop out a little bit more. I'm going to try not to do the exact same thing, but he's pretty symmetrical here, so I don't think it's wrong. I'm not a fan of symmetry, generally speaking, but sometimes you kind of need to at least recognize the fact that if both arms are doing the same thing, the cloth is probably going to fall in a similar way. So, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of unavoidable at this point, I think. But I'm going to try and just tweak it a little bit here. All right, so I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to divide this. I'm at 200,000. I'm going to have probably at least one more subdivision level before I start doing the mask curve. But maybe here I can do a little bit more with the orb cracks brush and standard trails, the happy trails brush. Just going to give him a little bit more of a puffy sleeve here. He looked a little scrawny. There we go. Yeah. So I'm just going to, again, basically I'm just going to do a little bit less the same kind of thing, but in a slightly different direction. I'm going to subdivide. Actually, I'm going to do this right before I do the curve, the orb crack stuff. I'm just going to try and make this cuff a little lower. You want to push this back a little bit, maybe, and then invert that and do a little smoothing. I'm going to down sort of in level or two, mask out that part, and just kind of maybe tweak this, pull this back a little bit here, a little more. Nah, I squeeze it out too much. I think I need to go down a lot lower before I start doing stuff like this. I just wanted to kind of adjust this a tiny bit, just so it wasn't a straight line down. And you're going to see again at this at this kind of level of subdivision, you can see like it's very thin here. I'm going to go to the lowest subdivision level and just make a few little changes to the overall shape of this guy. I feel like it's been neglected from this angle. Let's go to solo mode for a second and kind of see what I'm talking about. So I kind of want to bring that out a little bit more. Here, a little bit of an adjustment here. This is where like it's really easy to get frustrated with the fact that this is not nice and clean. I'm gonna just go back to my mask lasso for a second. Lasso out this part, lasso out this part, and just try and do a little smooth in between. Maybe subdivide once. But I just want to kind of flatten this out a little bit. It was a little bit weird. You can see that little part, little bumps there. I hate the bumps, which is why I don't usually do a lot of sculpting at this high red level. Obviously, I use my mask and stuff like that. But you know, right. Anyway, let's keep doing it. Let's go here with my orb cracks and start messing with this sleeve here. Hold down the Alt key, up a level or two. Hold down Alt, and don't hold down Alt, and hold down Alt. Again, this is my tried and true method of cloth sculpting. I push in and then I pull out, and then I push in and I pull out. And then after enough pushing in and pulling out, it looks like cloth, maybe. Maybe not. Let's go back to my trusty mask curve. Where the heck is it? There it is. Let's that part out. Do a little. Sometimes it makes more sense just to inflate than to use the move brush, just because it doesn't seem to care about direction as much, which is probably better for this. And now let's try a little bit of this. Let's kind of just come back here and a little bit of that. I'm going to use my inflate brush. Just do a little inflates right here, just to kind of pull that part out a little bit. There you go. Again, inside of this, I probably shouldn't be quite so negligent about it, but I don't think I'm going to see it, so I'm not really overly concerned. Okay, I'm going to Alt, get a couple little wrinkles going across the front here. It's almost like adding a little noise, just adding a little bit of that stuff in there. Let's do the same thing. Let's go back to Standard Trails Pinch here, go down a level or two, and let's just start. I'm going to have this one try to have this have a little bit more of a pull at the sleeve, like where it kind of like it, attaches to the torso. Probably making it obvious that I have not worn a suit in a very long time. Maybe since my wedding. It was in 2001. It's been a while. I didn't own a suit. Did I even own shoes? Like dress shoes? No, I think about it. What would I wear? Very tasteful Chuck Taylors if I had to go to a funeral. Guys, add a little bit more going on here. So again, you can see here, I'm gonna go back to my trusty little curve here. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with my curve necessarily, but let's just back over. A little bit of this, invert. I'll have to go up a level. Invert, inflate. You can see how vastly different this is than the other one. You see it, don't you? I push this in a little bit here. Yeah. Very foldsies. You can see it. You can see the folds. Come in here, turn off solo mode. Turn on solo mode. So go down level 2. Maybe let's just add a little more of these guys. I think you're going to use my little zigzag, my little Z motion here, because that's that's all I know. The horseshoe. There's the horseshoe. There's the zigzag, and there's another one. I can't remember what it is. Maybe no, it's the zigzag. I don't even know. I really need to find that out. I used to know. I don't know that I ever used it, but I knew it. Do my little C shape here. I don't think we need to worry too much about this because this is underneath. But we will see it a little bit. Got to do a little bit here. Where it kind of like comes in. I'm just going to bring this a little bit here. Do a little bit of this if I can. I keep forgetting to go to the highest before I do this. Inflate that a little bit. I agree. I mean, look, you know, I can if it helps. I can draw a little smiley face or a very stern face on the little toe caps, you know, to show that I'm being respectful. I don't know. I mean, look, the fact that I'm leaving my home is in itself an indication that this is a momentous occasion. I don't do that very often if I can help it. All right, let's take a look at the noise here. So again, just got a little bit more going on. I think that I just want to do a little bit more of an indentation here. Just to make the sleeve have a little bit more going on. I imagine that's where a lot of the stuff is going to be happening with, you know. I keep missing and accidentally moving my camera and it's driving me crazy. That was a small error. I've noticed that when I have this noise on here, if I mask things out with the mask on, it gets like very dark, which is very weird. But it's all good. Okay. So again, now obviously this is not going to be good, but it's, again, if I had the noise turned off, that's going to be black. So let's actually, we can probably do that. I think that might work, right? So if I isolate this, I got to do my my UVs by polygroup or polygroup by UVs, and then I'm just going to grab that and just make that black. So that now, even if I turn noise on, I don't think I should even notice anything. There you go. That makes more sense. Do the same thing over here. fill that. Get rid of that. Fill it. Okay, there we go. So now, just because that was going to drive me nuts, just seeing the inside of that. Perfect. Fine. Okay, so you got sleeves with some semblance of folds on them. They're not necessarily accurate, but as long as you look at this guy and say, "Yeah, I can imagine that man with a giant pencil for a head is wearing a suit," we're good. I think he's got kind of like a turtleneck on, so I'll do a little bit of noise for the turtleneck. I think maybe give it kind of like a ribbed look. As far as the jacket itself, I actually don't think I want to do too much with it because again, he's not doing a whole lot. He's just kind of like standing still. There might be some kind of pull on the back, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. So let's go here to the jacket. Let's save this, by the way, before I forget. Let's go to the jacket here, and I don't care again a whole lot about this. I'm just going to fill that with black. Fill that. Fill that. Before I do that, I might need to do a little bit. Before I do these, I might need to wait until I have more resolution. Okay, so yeah, so let's just go ahead and subdivide this. And again, I subdivided it, but nothing happened because smooth was turned off. It's going to drive me crazy. All right. So now let's just grab this invert, throw some black on there. Okay. Come back to this side. Push that color back a little bit. It'll get cleaner once we have more. Exactly, Ram. Thank you. Yeah, and to be clear, I probably wouldn't show up, so I can't really use that as an excuse. But so okay. So I'm gonna have to undo back. It feels to me that maybe this is one of those ones where I need to crease. Yeah, I need to crease. So before I subdivide, I'm just gonna crease the polygroup border because that's definitely going to cause an issue for me. And I want to go to crease level and make it like 2 or 3 maybe, so that when I subdivide this, wait, what, who, what? Thank goodness you're here. Mike figured out a way to do this, Bradley. Mike figured out a way. He figured out a way. How does one? How? Oh wait. Okay. All right. I'm trying to reorder here. It's hot. Yeah. All right. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Everything's the way it should be. How you doing, man?
Good. Mike's gonna be joining soon too.
See, I didn't want to say, well, if you have something that's going on at 9, that doesn't mean that you can't be here from 6 to 8. I didn't want to
I know,
say
that was so weird that yeah, we completely lost track of time.
I understand. I understand. You might need to kind of prepare and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. No, not that long. ZBrush. I just realized, did I stop your music?
I don't think so. I can hear it still.
Oh, you can hear, but no one else.
No,
it's fine.
It's okay. We can sing a few tunes.
I'll sing some tunes.
So Bradley, have you had to sculpt a suit?
I have. You remember I did my a suit for the Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, he was very thin. He wasn't a muscular dude, so it was probably a different.
Different.
Yeah, it's true, I guess. And he was actually in quite a dancerous pose.
Yeah, he had a dapper suit.
He did. So what do you got? What are you going to be sculpting on tonight? I know you said you're going to.
I will continue working on my what's the name of the guy? I'm doing
Archangel. Or are you doing Aries?
Aries.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I find where it's at.
I gotta see you guys work with character creator and like in the context of, I want to see like a start to finish. That's what we got to see, because I got to see
Watch
Yeah,
the
see what the
video.
hubbub's about.
Watch the last video because all like I use body morphs, right, to get my base, but I'm a character artist, so I'm not like making my all of my character, but I did I did use the starting position to like get my body. But what's great is that I'll be able to go back and forth between the two. Where is my Aries? Oh, okay. I'm so organized. I'm in the wrong year.
I was gonna say, oh god, is this Mike or is this Bradley? What's going on?
No. I organized my stuff by year, so I was looking in 2023 and not 2024 year.
Because that the character creator kind of reminds me of Poser. Did you ever use Poser, or is that before your time?
I don't know what Poser is, but I think Daz was kind of like similar to Poser.
Yeah, very much like Poser. Yeah, like they had basically like these sliders. You can just say like bulky, you can just or muscular. You can kind of like just like slide those things up and down. You get like a different mode.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, can't tell you it's any different. It's kind of like that.
No, it's good. I mean, it was really useful for that kind of a thing.
Yeah, just like that. That's where's OBS? ZBrush.
Oh, dude, you got fire on here. You got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, I'm just blocking out stuff. This is probably not where it's going to stay. And my tour box is not working. When you switch from like your work machine to personal, nothing wants to work.
The machine I use at work, that's my Alienware one. That's the one that's like the
that's the good one.
Yeah,
which is odd to me that you.
Dude, I get so much more work done at work.
you give your good one to the public school system.
I get so much more work done at that place.
Well, strange to me. You really care about the public school system that you give them your. Let's see. Gus says Bradley the hacker. Gus, we were just talking about you, Mike and I. Mike and I was just talking about Gus. 224. I have a 224 and a Cintiq Pro 16.
I have, I think a 20. I don't know what I have. I have a 22.
You have a 22.
Yeah.
Do you still use it as a monitor only? Like, is that what you were still doing?
It's right now. It's got my Spotify on it.
That's the most expensive monitor that I've ever seen. Oh, we can't hear you. Perfect. This sounds like you. Mute it.
no one's telling.
Sound like you. Mute it.
Every once in a while, just go, yep, that's right.
Yep.
Well, crap. Let's see.
Oh, ZBrush, because I can't live life without my. I can't sculpt without my tour box.
What up?
What's up, man?
Hey, why you gotta be so loud? Why you gotta be so loud?
What's going on?
You gotta make up for the muted time.
Andrew C. Mike T.
I don't even know. I don't even know what more.
Mike, this has to count as a Stylishly Extreme, right?
Stylishly Extreme.
Stylishly, we're deboing.
We hijacking the shit out of Brad. We hijacking Eraserhead.
Hey, Brad. No, Mike. Let's do it. Brad, get to the bottom. Get to the bottom.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was all but requesting. I was like, this is the first hijacking that was requested by the hijacking.
Get to the bottom, Brad. That's your place.
This is the Somalian Pirates episode.
Are you about to install a driver right now, Mike?
No. I was gonna. I'm trying to. Let me open up something.
Yeah, like
turn on my
show
white
your camera. We don't need to see your desktop. We don't need
turn
to
on my
see
white screen of death. Hold on a second.
I'm pretty sure if someone looks really hard, there's some NDA stuff on your desktop.
There's nothing NDA on this. This is not my work machine.
I see. No. Like you had NDA stuff before your work machine.
I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Nothing.
I mean, that one thing.
Nothing?
I don't show that one thing. It's not on my desktop.
That one thing. Though? That one thing though.
That one thing's not on there.
That one thing though. That one thing. Hold on. Let me put Brad back. I'll be at the bottom.
Brad should be the biggest square in the Hollywood squares. We should be the smaller squares.
I don't know how to do it. How we do that? How we do that?
It's not.
I'm doing it. Hold on, Brad. No.
I look like.
There we go. There we go, Mike. I did it.
Nice. There you go. There you go.
Sorry.
The numbers are going down right in front of my face.
There we
go. And 0. Good night, everybody.
I feel like I'm at work right now. Like no, you're doing that wrong, Brad.
Oh wow,
there's no puffiness in between the where the shoulder meets. Like you need to put a little puff in it. Don't you see in that coat jacket? There's a little puffiness.
Yeah,
the shoulders in there. Like you don't have that.
The problem
need to put
is
that there. All right,
they're not the same thing. So
all right, you need to figure that out, dog.
Right, I like that yellow. That's like a Steve Harvey yellow jacket. What's up, Gus?
Got a little zoot suit.
You know how Steve would rock those suits. Yeah. Well, we're so tiny now. We can just be full heads.
We should again.
I'm gonna sit here and criticize Brad. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There you go.
I actually like that. Which one was that one? I want to do that one.
How did you do that?
Yeah, we could do that one. I like that one.
That's
a good one. Where's that? Where have we been with that one?
Nice. No, Mari Cat. She's relaxing. She had as long of a day as I did. I ran out of steam today. I've been killing it, man. Today at like 4:00, I was out of it. Even with another coffee, I'm like soused. I like that pose, man.
I was just like he's not an actiony guy. He's like what's his name? Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction. Like he's the cleaner. He shows up and just cleans up stuff.
So I get it. Like, I see what you're doing there. Does he do handstands and like clean everything up?
Apparently that he uses his helmet, his mask somehow. I haven't seen it in action, which is a bummer because I kind of want to see it.
I like that one, man. You're knocking these out way too fast, dude.
Dude, the Paste Pop Pete printed out, and it's amazing. Like it came out so cool.
Why don't you show it? Where is it? Is it at school?
It's at work. It's at work.
Oh, okay.
I was going to put it together and take a picture, but the head kept falling out. So I had to paint out the bucket. That's all. But the glue and all the giant parts, yeah, man, it's bigger than I expected. It's a big.
Hold on, let me read something. Both sides is better. Both sides. There you go.
He had to do that. It had to be done.
Man, oh man. Where did Bradley go? He dipped out?
No.
Were you hiding behind?
Did he just appear? Like this was like one of those Bewitched things where like you see the camera jump just a tiny bit.
Let me tell you something. Mari Cat and I have started watching this thing on YouTube called Impossible. I think it's called Impossible Videos or That's Impossible or something. Okay. But it's this guy that only shows like UFOs and Bigfoots and what's the other thing? Like jinns and all kinds of stuff. And he constantly has videos of things just materializing out of nowhere, and it's like glitches in the Matrix. I think Bradley just glitched right into sight.
That's what I do. I glitch in.
That's it. That's all I got. This is how lazy I am right now. I don't want to open up my screen. I don't want to do anything. I'm tired.
So you gotta motivate yourself, dog.
Gotta motivate yourself.
Now, you know what? Ever since you started your new job, you've been a shitty sculptor. You're horrible.
Shut up. Don't say that. Why would you say that?
You're hot trash.
That's terrible.
There has been. You used to be.
How dare you?
Bradley, we were going to tell him that more delicately.
Sorry. Ram, you going to let them talk to me that way, dude? Come on, man.
We're going to have an intervention. But
you going to let them just talk to me any old kind of way? That's not right.
Oh, my God. Andrew must be our age. That's incredible. John Davidson, Fran Tarkington, and Kathy Lee Crosby.
No, not that one, but that's a good one.
Kathy Lee Crosby.
So I have a question for you. All right. Fran Tarkenton. What was the one that the guy who is now a media mogul is on? Byron Allen. What was Byron Allen on? It wasn't That's Incredible, was it?
I don't think so.
You remember Byron Allen?
The name rings a bell, but I don't know who Byron Allen is.
Ram, what was Ram will know. Ram or Hannibal will know. What? Let's see. Byron Allen. Is it Byron Allen? Yeah, this guy right here. So you remember this guy, Byron Allen? I know you don't. You don't know anything.
What is he famous for? What did he do?
He used to be on a show. Then he quietly left and started buying radio stations, television stations. Now this guy is like a billionaire. $14 billion. He made a $14 billion offer for Paramount. But he used to be on one of these shows. Man, Ram, help me out. What was he on?
Real People, is that it?
Real People. Yep. Okay. I think that's right.
Thanks, Andrew.
That
I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Also, Andrew, you old as F, son. if you remember these things, let's see.
Mike, was that the times when you had to use your one finger and go around in circles to make a phone call?
Shut up. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, he's not worth as much as I thought. He's only worth 800 million.
Oh, that's it.
There's worth more.
You laugh, Bradley, but it's true. With the rotary phones, man, you hated people with 9s and 8s in their numbers because that was such a pain.
Oh yeah.
And you get like 5 numbers in, and then you hit the wrong number, and then you gotta start. Nah, it's
like you said, he is old.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, this was going to be that link, I think.
Yay, Tourbox was working.
Man, I love my Tourbox, son.
I know, but I can't
I'm so happy you put me onto the Tourbox.
Can't do life without it. I know I'm supposed to, but I can't.
I actually was singing its praises the other day.
Now, what is that on his thighs, Bradley? Are his thighs coming through, or are they something on?
No, I'm gonna make armor out of that. It's a mesh that I'm gonna make armor out of. I'm just concepting armor ideas.
Now, is this a new base mesh, Mike, or is that from Character Creator?
No, this is whoa, what does it look like that? Dynamic is on. No, this is an old one that I had. That remember I made these guys, and then I want to bring it into Character Creator, but no, this is old. Oh, you know what I should finish, man?
Is your canvas size normally like crappy like that?
Teeny like this? No, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
I'm just wondering.
See,
guys, this is what happens when you get employed by a company, you fall off.
I will have you know that this canvas size is 4K. I don't know why it looks like this.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I understand. Just call a fall off.
This is actual. It'll be good.
This is a fall off. He doesn't hey, Mike, you're in ZBrush right now.
I have been in Photoshop all week.
ZBrush. It's that tool you use for sculpting.
Yeah, I remember that base mesh. What else did you use that for? I know you used it for the Frankenstein, but I thought you used it for someone else too.
I started a link that I quickly lost interest in.
Right.
What else? No, you know what? I'm bugging. I should be keying Tetsuo. I'm like wasting time. Let me stop.
Is he all ready for printing?
Except for his hair, yes. Yes, that is true. Street Fighter, Stylus League, Akira. How's your week, man?
almost done. It's not, it's fine. The students and I have settled into kind of mutually indifferent hostility, but it's quiet hostility.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
like we don't speak because we know that we have nothing to say to each other. It's we're like we're like those those married couples who just they're too lazy to actually kind of like call it quits. We just kind of sit there and not talk.
Sure. Yeah.
Good then. Dot.
Well, I get I get lots of painting done on my prints.
Hmm.
So Ram is asking, Eraser shoe game. So Eraser has apparently pencil tipped shoes.
Pencil tipped?
Pencil tips, yes. So his shoes are like tipped with, I guess, like graphite in some sense, but they also apparently release poison gas. I don't plan on making them release poison gas. I do think that I'm just going to go with very sharp. What are, they're not saddle shoes. What are the shoes that we used to wear back in the day that were white and with black tips?
Yeezys?
Oh yes,
right?
Remember Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers wearing their Yeezys.
Remember when they used to wear those back in the day? I don't remember shoes before they all became foam, Brad. Yeah, Mari and I were talking the other day to my son, and he finally got a pair of Tim's, Timberlands, and we were both like, I think this is the first real pair of shoes that you've worn in like a decade. You know what I mean? Other than like dress shoes, he's only had foam on his feet. It must be nice. Must be nice.
That's I got wait. What is the name of that? Let me see something here. Yeah, I kind of feel like when I see Yeezys, this is where is his name? Wait a minute, I thought I had it. I had it for a second. Because those shoes are interesting. They're bold in their way.
For bold choice.
Are you referring to the ones that are like socks?
Because I was thinking about that, like there are certain time periods that are very easily distinguished by certain types of clothes, like bell bottoms and butterfly collars, like very clear '70s thing.
Mm-hmm.
The grunge stuff and the neon and stuff like that for the '80s. But like in the last 15, 20 years, there aren't a lot of things that I can think of that I can imagine being distinctively 2010. Except for those like Uggs or something, like things that we'll look back and think, what were we thinking?
Right.
Yeah. This is what I think of though when I see Yeezys. I kind of get the impression like they're made from this side.
You stupid. Sorry, guys. Very soon we're gonna get back to the sculpting show. Very soon.
We're just gonna have like the old man rant.
Back
in my day, shoes did this thing. They were supposed to support your feet.
Hey Bradley, how's the workshop with Andrew going? It's going great. It's a great workshop. Happy I joined.
I have to say, so speaking of shoes, sorry to go back to this, but like, am I wrong, or is that slip-on
Yes.
shoe from Skechers, is their entire marketing based on, do you ever feel like it's just too much work to bend over when you want to put on shoes?
Hey, listen, as a man who bought a pair of like the Nike Transformer shoes that you just put your foot in and it conforms around them, those things are sweet, bro.
I don't
Like
think
once
there's anything
you,
wrong with it, but I do think it's interesting that the entire marketing campaign has very little to do with whether they're comfortable, and there's entirely about the fact that you don't even have to bend over.
man, look, man. I mean, that's a big selling point.
I guess.
I'm
I
telling you.
guess it is.
I'm telling you.
It's just, I can imagine that being one of the commercials on RoboCop. That's all. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, basically. I love those shoes, man. Those are my favorite. My favorite.
It's true. I should do his shoes. What are those? Oh, the wing. Are these called? They're not just called wingtips, right? Wingtips aren't. Not what I'm thinking of.
You talking about like the spats?
Yeah.
Like the Gregory Hines shoes?
The little white shoe with the black tip.
Well, the thing I'm talking about went over the shoes, so they were the white thing. It was almost like a piece of white fabric that goes over the shoes.
I know what you're talking about. There's actually it was like laced up over top.
Yeah.
They were cool. Never had those.
That's what I was thinking. Split.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about like these.
Oh yeah, there's a name for those. I don't know what they're called.
I mean, they're kind of wingtips, but wingtips aren't just the white and black ones. They're yeah. I'm sure they got it. I'm sure they got a name. Andrew, what do you got?
Thought you finally embraced
your 3D connection mouse. Do you still do that? Do you still use the 3D connection mouse, Mike?
So I like the 3D connection mouse. However, I love it for like spinning around stuff. But this tour box, man, this tour box is no joke, bro. and I mock Bradley so hard. Like I can't apologize to him enough.
You did. Very hurtful.
It's a shame. I mean, I rarely feel bad about making Bradley feel bad, but
that is true.
This is a thing. I called him up. I was like, I can't apologize enough. You were so right, man. All this time. It was like green eggs.
He actually went, man, what I need that for? I got me a 3D connection mouse with all the buttons.
I was like, that thing looks cheap, man. I don't want that toy. It looks like a PlayStation controller. And then I got it and I was like, it ain't cheap. Split hitting. Okay, so no spoilers. Have you guys watched X-Men 97 yet?
Oh yeah.
I have not.
Man, oh man. That thing is good, son.
Yeah, it really is good.
Yep. Very, very good.
I'm gonna be honest too. I didn't really have a whole lot of like interests in watching it.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. I just because I mean the X-Men are cool, but they are very soap opera-ish, and you have to be in the mood for that. But these, I mean, and again, and they don't shy away from that here. But they're just really good. Like, I think I just forgot how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because I was super excited for this, I've been going back and watching the episodes on Disney, and I made it through all the way to the end. And
you mean like the original series? You went back and watched?
Yeah.
That's a watch.
I mean, there was a lot of episodes that I really liked, and then but you know the thing about it, because I was telling somebody today who hasn't seen the old ones, this whippersnapper that I work with, and I was like, well, if you, I said, if you want to, somebody did a recording of all of the episodes. Like I think it was New Rock Stars and,
they went
and
through the whole
Screen
thing.
Crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did all of them in like 40 minutes. They do 5 seasons. And so I was like, yo, you got to check this out, you know?
Yeah,
And then
Ram, I looked up wingtips for this. Yeah, they do have wingtips, but like those black and white shoes, like wingtips just refer to that kind of like little pattern on the toe, right? And they don't need to be black and white to be wingtips. So it's kind of like all of these shoes are wingtips, but not all wingtips are these shoes. So I don't know if they have a special name or not. Doesn't matter though, because I'm going to make them look like pencils. I can't, you know, I mean, you have to, I suppose.
You know, one thing.
What's up?
No, I was gonna make this about me again. You know how I do. I realize now that I'm back in the workforce. Bradley's not as young as I thought he was.
Nope.
Everybody apparently is younger than I am. So
yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That is definitely a thing now. I tried to make a reference the other day and it was completely lost. They're like, what's that? What is that? And I was like, no.
Like, when did that happen? Did that happen this year? Was that a this year thing? Or no? They're like,
my son always drops these little comments like, oh, hey, what was it like with, you know, integration into the school system? I was like,
like when they were busing, how did you
feel
about that?
That must have been tough, Dad. I was like,
it's like not that old, son.
You lucky as big as you are. I'd bend you on my knee, give you the back of my hand, boy.
Did you have your trip this past weekend?
I did. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Hung out. Got to visit my family and had a really good time. So it was nice. Very nice. Had some good barbecue. You know. Can't beat that.
Oh yeah, you're in South Carolina, so you're gonna have South Carolina, South or North? North?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna get some good barbecue down there.
Yeah. Good barbecue. How do you cut your stuff so fast, Brad? Like you cut and key like nobody's business, man.
Well, I don't usually have shit like that arm to deal with.
No.
Forgive my language.
I'm sitting here wondering, like, I guess I could do it as, I don't know.
I mean, the good thing is because a lot of that stuff is a little bit kind of like just like a lot of gook. Like you can, you can just patch it up with like a little sculpt mold or something like that, just to kind of, it'll look just fine.
That's true. I don't want to have gaps in between here.
Gus is asking, Mike, are you working on site or do they allow you to be at home?
Remote. So it's it's pretty sweet. I can go in when I want to.
I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous.
Yeah. Oh, guess what I watched last night?
What's up?
I watched Madam Web on purpose. Man, man.
Is it as advertised, or did you enjoy it at all?
So you and I are not like a lot of people.
Sure.
You and I enjoy bad movies.
Right.
So when I told Mari Cat I wanted to watch that, she was like, "But I've heard that's bad." And I was like, I said, exactly.
Like,
So
that's not a deterrent.
yeah, I was like, why do you think I'm
sold.
watching it? Yeah. So we were watching it, and she heard the dialogue and the delivery, and she was like, "Did they make this during the writer's strike?" It's like, I don't know,
Valid
man.
question.
I
It's a
don't
valid
know.
question.
I just kept saying it out loud. I was like, "Oh, poor Don Johnson. Poor Don Johnson." Look at what his daughter's doing. Come with me if you want to live. Like, that's the delivery. You want to live? You should probably come with me. I was like, first of all, you're stealing that line, and it was done much better the first time anyway.
And if you're being outacted by Arnold.
Exactly. Yeah, he can't even say neighbor.
Gus said that's great.
But working from home, you still kind of feel like you have to kind of like think of your office as a workplace, right? Like when you're working from home, like it's not the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just so people know, Bradley turned me on to like the best thing of all time. You can plug in all of your monitors and peripherals and everything into this switcher, and then just press a button, and you go from one computer to the other computer, and just work. And then when you're done, you press the switch, and your other computer is on, and you don't have to unplug anything.
Oh wow!
I was like, "Yo, that is so nice." You know, he got the hookup. He be knowing about stuff. Boolean. Where's the Boolean? Oh, right in front of me.
So, Brad, what do you do for fun around here?
Yeah.
For the stream, like, what do you do? Got any drinks? You know,
I get, and I'm sure this is not just me, but maybe it is. I catch myself sometimes kind of like getting just randomly saying whatever's popping into my head, and it's not necessarily interesting to anybody except maybe a licensed professional. Like I don't understand. Like it's there's like I just start talking, and I don't know if that's necessarily like, I don't know. It's not necessarily for everyone, but I just like stream of consciousness is not always a good thing, Just start having like solo conversations, and let me tell you something. I'm not always a very fun guy to talk to.
So you freestyle rap. Cool, got it.
Yes.
Hey man, it's okay. As long as you don't turn into that uncle that just says inappropriate stuff at family holidays, you're okay.
I don't attend those places, so I think we're good.
Drunk uncle. Come on now. Check mesh. Oh, well, there you go. How is it Mike is here and Mari Cat hasn't checked in? Yeah, good question. Hold on a second. Let's figure that out. This looks like a job from my Dick Tracy Apple Watch.
Oh, be careful. Yeah, okay, good.
Easy.
Hey, dog. Hey,
easy.
Dog. You the one that can't say Dick Tracy, all right?
Stop it. First of all, Andrew's the only person who knows who that is in the room anyway.
I know who Dick Tracy is.
Oh, okay.
He's in Sin City, right?
Yeah, that's who he is. Yeah. That's exactly who he is.
He was in Sin City.
I got to tell you, I love this Apple Watch now. I was a big hater of all devices Apple before. Hold on a second.
Tony says, "I feel like I should be there." Yes, well, he's teaching tonight as he does on Thursday nights, so it is
Tony,
unfortunate timing.
if you're in here with us, that means that you don't want to be there. So you should just leave.
Exactly. You should have the kids, have the students just see what
Tony, those kids don't appreciate you. You might as well
should stage a walkout right now.
You might as well just be on in here. All right. Ram Mari Cat is coming.
Prove him wrong, kids. Prove Mike wrong.
I dare you. We care, Mr. Gore. And then they start playing that music from what is this? Not Stand By Me.
Lean on Me.
Lean on Me. And Stand By Me. Both. Mesh integrity test. Okay.
I'm still gonna enjoy retoppling all this.
There she is. Hey, hon.
I'm already got. Did we successfully guilt you into coming?
All I know is Mike said that all he has to do is snap his fingers and you just show up.
That's not true. That is not true.
That's what I heard. Here you are.
I said I was going to use our walkie-talkie feature.
You said when I snap, it shows up.
Don't you believe it? I told you he's not a good guy, babe.
That's what I heard. I heard.
I told you that. I told you that.
Snap.
For some reason, she thinks you're a good guy. I'm like, don't let him fool you. No.
I don't like you saying these things. I am a good guy. All right.
Like Eddie Haskell.
Yeah.
I'm
perfect analogy.
I'm a great guy. You can't convince me otherwise.
I know, right? All right, let's try this again. Boolean.
I feel super popular. See, yeah, because when Marikat's not here, everyone's like, "Where's Marikat?" That's she's. I think that's the one person who everyone asks.
Let me tell you why.
They literally said, "Why is Mike here and Marikat's not here?"
That's exactly why. It was like, "Where's the better person?"
You're right. Right. Where's better half?
Where's the better person?
Yes, see, she'll go along with it when Bradley says it.
I am not Thanos. I did not snap you into existence. That did not happen. Although that is a cool name, Reverse Thanos. I want to be Reverse Thanos. Okay, let's see. Nice.
I gotta figure out.
You don't have to figure out anything.
I gotta figure out what the next super obvious and popular character I'm going to sculpt is going to be.
Yeah, how are you making these choices?
I want to know how you're knocking these guys out so fast. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It makes me not feel good about my work output.
I barely have a job, Mike. It's all good. I mean, I guess I have one.
You're like, open to page 63. I'm going to be over here working on Eraserhead. Don't bother me.
I'm there to help, but they don't usually need help if they're watching TikTok videos. They know how to do that on their own.
Don't worry, Congress is going to solve that for you. You're going to get their attention very soon.
They're not gonna ban it.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Absolutely, they're not going to ban it. They're going to force them to sell it. It's absolutely going to happen.
If the Senate passes it, the Senate has to pass it. I don't think the Senate even knows what we're talking about. The Senate doesn't know anything about TikTok.
There's corporate greed that's going to happen. 1,000% is going to happen.
Brandon's asking, what's up, my cat?
Your mic it's very staticky.
Yeah.
Whose mic is doing that? Do you hear static? Am I the only one?
I hear like a little, like a tinny metal-y thing.
At the start. Mm-mm.
Now I gotta make the little shoe covers, the little. Now, Bradley, are you basing this armor on reference, or are you kind of like?
Yeah, I have some reference up here. Yeah, I have some reference up that I'm looking at. Okay. Quite a bit that I'm like stealing ideas off of. But don't worry about the lumpy mess. Like all this is going to get retopped. It's going to be super clean. I've done this for a living before.
do you like essentially just like build over top of it, like with like a retopo thing, just to
I'm gonna first I'm gonna I'm gonna retopo everything and.
Oh, here, Tom Mike snaps his fingers again. It's like Beetlejuice.
You see what's happening, right?
Yeah. What were you trying to do?
Not crash.
Oops, I want this to be my peak here.
Oh.
Just the two of us.
I realized I've been very late to the slice curve train, and I don't know how I live without it now. Like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I'd be slicing. This thing that's going on here. Blocking all this out, but then I'm gonna have to like put all this in the center of the world and use symmetry.
Now, is that that's the guy from character, like those fingers? That's the way the character guy is, right? I think I saw.
Yeah, this is this mesh is the character creator mesh. Well, it was. No, it is.
He's got the concentric nipples.
It's, I think, but is he though? Is he really? I have like so many that I took.
That wasn't great.
No, I did redo his mesh. So this is the character creator one. And then that's that. Like this is how he started. Love the
Oh,
face.
so you got a pretty bulky in Character Creator then, right? You got pretty
his
stuff.
No, like all this, like the size, but like how I made his arms, this coming out. This Character Creator didn't get it how I wanted. I had to move a lot of this. Where is the character? I don't even know. Watch the video. All right, watch the video.
I wasn't asking for a demonstration. I was just asking if that was the guy.
A good,
I understand.
like
I watched the video. I watched when you guys streamed. That's what I was talking about. Guys, you know, if you saw that stream that Bradley and Mike did on that Saturday, they were talking the whole morning about how they didn't have anyone else there to read the messages. You know, just so you know, they could have reached out to, I don't know, someone else who was around. But instead, they just decided to sit there and bemoan the fact that no one else was there to help out.
Brad Grobman acts like he's not family, like he's a guest.
Right. You didn't invite us on here, all right? We showed up.
We just showed up. We just kicked the door down.
I'm sorry. I have receipts. I can bring up that messenger board right now.
You think we read? Oh, okay. Oh, you think we read? There's that presumptions of you that you think that we read.
if we read the messages, then we wouldn't need you.
Yeah, like we don't. Shit. Readings for kids.
Speaking of, you know, of me trying to help a little bit, did you ever try to do that thing, Mike, when you exported out the face as an OBJ? Did it work? Have you tried that? Remember we were talking about how Character Creator, when you kind of do the pose.
Brad Grotman. Tell Bradley what you told me. We might have a workaround for that problem we were talking. Not problem, but that thing that we were talking about.
Mike was talking about when you do expressions and stuff like that in Character Creator. How when you send it over to ZBrush, it doesn't bring the expressions with it.
Yep.
But you can export the mesh out from Character Creator as an OBJ, right? And that expression will go with it?
No. So here you can't. So your expression, like, so if you don't care about the high resolution detail wrinkle maps that comes with it, you can't just send it to ZBrush as an OBJ, but you would have to resculpt all the. So it's not just the expression, but it's all the high frequency stuff that goes in it. But yes, currently now, if you make a face, you can pose tools the face. You can't use. So there's two versions of sending it to ZBrush. There's the face tools, and then there's pose tools. If you have face tools, meaning you bought face tools, you can pose a face in Character Creator and send that face that you made through pose tools. But if you try to use the face tools to send the face tools to ZBrush, it will send the face back to a neutral face with all the wrinkle maps and stuff at a neutral stage. You have to use layers to bring it all back.
Right, but what Brad was suggesting is, can you export with the expression and all those wrinkle maps and everything as an OBJ? No?
No. It will do the exact same thing that it does when it goes to ZBrush. It will put all of it back into neutral. I tried that. I exported it as what's cool is if you export it out as an FBX, it exports the rig, it exports all the maps, but you still have to use blend shapes to recreate it. The same thing you would do with layers.
Oh.
The thing is that it resets, Brad. Like whatever you did inside of it, it resets the rig to neutral.
Bradley, you got a meeting to discuss that though, right? Didn't you?
Do I have a meeting? No, I do not have a meeting.
Wait, I thought that they were gonna get you in front of the developers.
Yeah, but not that. There's the other meeting that we're taking care of today, but not.
No. I'm talking about for the face issue.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Good.
They don't. It's not an issue. It's an enhancement.
Not issue. I mean, it's gonna be better.
Yeah,
it's gonna be better. Ain't nothing wrong with that
issue.
Oh, Tony, I saw that you had posted something about the new Beetlejuice trailer. I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, they finally released the actual trailer.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Guess what I did that I haven't done since before the pandemic?
Oh no. I'm not gonna
be around people.
Mari Cat and I went to a movie in the theater.
Oh wow!
Nice. What'd you guys see?
You really want to know?
No.
I'm kind of curious.
The what is it? The Society of Magical Negroes. Guess what? Not as good as the commercial. The first 5 minutes were great, and then after that, it all just kind of fell off.
I was going to say it kind of felt like it might be kind of like a single joke.
It really was like it was a joke without a punchline. Actually, yeah. So that happened. I regret nothing though.
Hey, I'm happy you went out on a great date with your wife and you had a good time. That was well worth it.
Yeah. My kid got to make fun of the movie the whole time. So that was nice.
You brought the kids with you too? Oh, that was a family affair.
Not exactly kids, but yeah.
The little ones, the tykes.
They're grown.
Yeah.
They're old enough to know if you made a good choice or not.
Yeah, apparently they knew that. I did not. Did not go well. I'm starting to get that message that happens every once in a while that says that I'm out of memory, like disk space. And so I think that I probably have somewhere a whole bunch of temp files and stuff that's taking up gigabytes of space that I need to fix. Quick saves.
I'm trying to think of what programs do you use to have those big cache files? But does Character Creator have a lot of those?
No, ZBrush.
ZBrush does.
I probably got a gang of quick save files here that are probably huge. That's probably what it is. Yeah, that's why I crapped out the last time. Process. The only thing, Bradley, that's not good about having more than one person on here is we can't have music.
I know. Well, no, it's not just more than one person. It's this thing sucks at that, actually.
Yeah,
I don't think it has anything to do with this.
No, when it's just Brad or Ian, they have music.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because what happens is you can't hide the screen and still play the music like you can on the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe.
All right, I'll sing.
It was all a dream. No?
Nice. There you go.
There's a song about it. Well, here it goes.
Brad Grotman, you know what you should do? You should do the entire 7 from The Boys. You didn't watch The Boys, though, at all.
No,
you've never seen an episode.
Oh, man. I was like, we should join him on that. That would be fun, actually.
It would be fun. He's never watched an episode.
That's not true. I think I've watched the first 2 seasons.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of like, I think I just had enough.
That should definitely be a thing, because I would A-Train or the Deep. I call it.
Oh, you got it. You got it, bro. All day. You can have those. You can have both of them.
What you got against A-Train? I know what's wrong with the Deep.
Yeah. Well,
I know what's wrong with the Deep.
A-Train uses drugs, and drugs are bad.
Are they, though?
Yes.
But he's a superhero, though.
Okay, he's a super drug user.
We all have our vices.
You stay in school.
He ran through a person.
Yeah, he did.
I want you to name a bad thing he's done.
He ran through a person, and not in a good way.
Mike, he did say my bad. All right.
He said my bad. That's right.
He did say my bad. All right. That's universal for I'm sorry.
Sorry
Not
about that.
my fault. It's not my fault. He didn't understand slang. All right.
While your girl was out in the street,
like,
how come she was in the street?
Did not mean to do that.
I went back and started rewatching it again. I'm assuming at some point they're going to come out with season 3.
Oh, I thought they hadn't yet.
What are we on now? I thought
I think season 4 is what.
Oh, is 4 the next one? How come you didn't watch 3, Brad? You got tired of it?
Yeah, like I said, I kind of like between that and Invincible, I was like, I get it. It's boring.
Yeah.
Superheroes are, not always good. Point taken.
You can skip over Hero Gathering. It'll be a great show.
Yeah, that episode. Hearing about that episode made me think. You know what? Maybe I made a good choice.
That was a lot.
It was more than meets the eye. All right, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that was
like, who's writing this? They should get checked.
Grant Morrison, right? Is that his thing?
I definitely feel there's like some cries for help in there.
Oh, Bradley.
Yes, sir.
I bought the art book of the character that that frog samurai character that we saw not that long ago.
Yeah.
I bought the dongle fish. He did like an Etsy book. It's like 400 pages.
Oh shit.
His artwork.
Send that to me.
It's I haven't gotten it yet.
You don't have to like send me the link so I can buy it. You ain't gotta give it for me good. I just send me it.
Okay.
I buy shit.
Yeah.
There was another book that Eric Sosa was showed on his Instagram. I ended up picking up that the iPad version of it. It's pretty good.
I saw that. What was it again? I can't remember.
It's it's nice it's a nice cool book, but it's like a ZBrush, like a ZBrush. Remember the Bible books back in the day?
Yeah.
Where like it's like that. Like it has like everything ZBrush.
Who did that one? I did see that. Do you know who the author was for that?
Let me check my iPad. Because I bought the iPad version because it's cheaper.
Brad, how late you going tonight?
I don't know. I mean, whatever. You guys have to go at a certain time anyway, right?
Yeah, and I got to eat dinner.
I mean, I was usually from 6 to 8.
Okay, that sounds good.
Well, how you come to his show asking when he coming off? Why don't you just leave?
I could do that. I could do that.
No.
Bye.
He's like, how are you going on? Just leave.
Bye,
of Tombstone. Well,
the door is always open.
Oh, come on, man. What's using all memory? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm about to crash again.
See, that's what happens when you don't sculpt anymore.
Ram, now you know why this is taking so long.
Are you trying to remesh or something like that, or what are you trying to do? It's making it get all.
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
No, I thought I
Oh.
Sound like he fast forwarded himself.
I played myself.
Clip. Mike, your mic is making like a really loud buzzing sound.
Got bigger fish to fry right now.
Slice, clip.
Paperclip chain. It's a paperclip chain. Oh, you're talking about my guy, Tony. Okay, I thought you were talking about Mike's guy. He's paperclip because it's a school supply. You're not gonna have me make a whole chain of paper clips, Tony. That's a lot of paper clips.
Anything with this? Probably not. I don't like that. I'm probably end up changing all this anyway.
There we go. Adult. I do like the idea of paperclip chain. All right, let's get these stripes going here. And ain't quite right. Let's see how shoes render out here.
Mike's having hardware issues for sure.
Well, you see, I had to make it look like kind of like pencils, right? So I got the little little zigzaggy wingtip thing happening here. That's my version of it. Have you tried with the character creator? Do they have I know they have animations you can kind of put them in, right? So can you cycle through an animation and find a good keyframe in the middle? No. I think Bradley is muted.
Yes, you can. Like if you there's a in one of the animations, if there's a cycle or a motion that you like, you can pause it there and you can edit it and store it and save it off if you want. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of cool because sometimes it's kind of hard to find a good action pose, and sometimes it might be kind of easier just to kind of basically hit pause and kind of tweak something that's already kind of partially
exactly
provided.
What you do.
I know Tony was working with this recently. I wonder how it has. I know he did a pose with one of his characters on there. I want to see how he's doing with that. Everyone's getting on this train here.
I don't want you to join if you don't want to, okay? And I'll tell you this: if I had your ability, I probably wouldn't, but I don't. How can I bridge the gap quickly?
No, I think again it's cool because so much like you think you're saying before, so much of the stuff that it helps to do is just stuff that you know how to do and have done 1,000 times. So it just kind of saves some of that initial setup that just takes 40% of the time to do. And it's nice to be able to kind of just start with a base mesh that's already kind of where you want it to be.
Well, the cool thing is you don't have to I'm gonna edit this base mesh so much it won't the original feed that was attached to it. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to resend my mesh over to re-link it, but to re-rig it is super simple. So yeah, shout out to those who can keep the link. I think you have to work a little too carefully to keep the link. It's just easier for me just to restore it.
Ram's saying they need Tony's missed because we need an adult in the room. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. See.
No, we don't. They'll just get in the way. Check this. Duplicate it. You have spring break, right? You're gonna be off from work soon, right?
We have spring break. It's coming up. Yeah, next week is our last week before spring break, so I will have a week, which is nice. I've not had a week like that for spring break. You used to have just a somewhat extended weekend, but this year they're spoiling us the week off.
Esteban says, Bradley, sir, if you don't mind me asking, do you normally retopple in ZBrush or do you use another program? So I do use another program to retopple. I am not the greatest when using Z modeler and Z remeshing to get the shape that I want. So I would like build up the shape that I want. I will retopple this, and then I will use Blender to actually extrude and bevel, because the bevels will be predictable. I don't have to do any like weird beveling to get another bevel shape. But when I retopple, I will either use Cozy Blanket on my iPad, because I've been doing that a lot lately, using Cozy Blanket to retopple my iPad, or I will use Retopple Flow and Blender, or I will then and I also, one piece I started doing when I did my Sentinel hand, I messed around with Topple Gun 3. Topple Gun 3 is pretty cool. But when I was messing with that, it was like using Cozy Blanket on my iPad. So I just went back to my iPad. And then I would probably use Maya Quad Draw, like if I would like really if I really want to go super fast, I'll use Quad Draw, but Quad Draw is not fun to me anymore, and I use Cozy Blanket. That was a lot.
Yeah, what's up, Orlando? Yeah, I got Cozy Blanket as soon as it came out because it looked like it was awesome. I just never had it. I'm too lazy to go onto my like iPad and bring the model, but also I'm just too lazy to retoppo in general. But yeah, it looks like it was really user friendly.
Cozy Blanket is nice. It's really nice. Like if you're just like watching TV shows or just sitting on the couch, and it's you know what it's like for me, Brad, when I use Cozy Blanket, it's like sitting down and like doing like a crossword puzzle. Like you're sitting down doing a crossword puzzle or something like that. That's what it's like.
And that is good too, because it's portable. You don't like have to go and sit at your desk and spend hours retoppoing, which is unless you're Tony Gore, which is not fun to do.
Yeah. Like when I come to my desk, like sitting at my desk, doing retopple is not a good time.
Right. Yeah. No, that is true. That is definitely something in his favor.
But because I do know the value of having good retopple topology, like to me, I have to do it only because I am not great with Gmodeler, and I don't like the not knowing where an edge is and knowing where I can like, okay, I'm going to make this face like this, and it's going to like be a clean loop around here versus like trying to like slice, then clean up Gmodeler, then Z remesh, get a nice edge. Like I'm not that great. So I don't do it.
Retopering phase is a mystery to me. Like I always start and I always like, okay, this makes sense. And then about 5 minutes in, I'm just like, okay, I'll put a 6 triangles here. I'll be fine. Those are not like I lose my nerve. I don't know how Tony does it.
And also like the another reason why I just like use them, like because I've never in a production environment have been able, like I have never seen someone use like a Z remesh model and go into like because the riggers wouldn't like it.
No,
like,
no, they would not.
Like everything needs to get rigged, so you have to know where the edges are in the plane. Like concepting, I get it. But because I'm still trying to get better at it for work, I still go through in my personal work the whole phase of it.
That is for the best. Yeah, I'm far too impatient. Not good.
What I don't focus on is like, oh man, I need to be at like super low poly count. Like everything that I do is like the poly count's on the middle, like probably maybe the most 100,000 polys.
I think that's like that's definitely changed a lot, right? Like having to need like you used to need to have your meshes be crazy low res in order to be right.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, don't call me sir. Hey.
All right, let's see here.
Call Ram sir. Ram's definitely a sir. But if you're looking for like retopple flow in Blender is actually really good too.
Now, after you do that, where do you like? Do you have to go do UV somewhere else?
I do all my UVing in Blender.
Oh, okay.
I use a tool called Zen UV, and I cut in Blender, and it's just UVing and with that is a lot better than in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
there's the plugin uses my GPU to calculate. Like I can do all types of calculations in UV space and grids and separating stuff off and yeah.
Now, do you like? Did you in working? Did you learn more about like what UV setup was supposed to be? Because I wouldn't know on my
Yes.
own. Like, okay.
Well, like it's important. Like every engine has a budget on how things should be laid out. Like some engines care how things are laid out.
Yeah.
But the and then making sure things are good for the topology is good for things to be rigged and that your seams are well hidden if you have them. I have some type of armor piece around.
It's funny that some of the things that give me like a lot of trouble are those things you're working with, like that kind of loincloth stuff. Like I always, I don't know why it always drives me crazy. Like how does it fall? Does it like slide between?
I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm doing a Marvel's Designer. Character Creator actually has a OK sim. Like you're able to like create a you would UV this and make a black and white mask on where you want things to move, and when things are animating and moving, it will move with it, which is pretty cool. Yes, I did use UV flow. So if you like Rhythm, then you'll like Zen UV. Like it's a better UV tool than Rhythm, I think, because Rhythm has that old ass interface.
Wow, that sounds familiar, but I don't know that one.
Oh,
I remember Topo Gun. That's the read topology. Never mind. UV stuff. Yeah, I don't think I knew UV stuff. Rhythm sounds familiar though. Was that a plugin or is that its own program?
that boss doesn't touch this thing. Like so, like kind of like what I did with this hand. All I like I just like I retoppled stuff, and then this is a lot of this is not Z modeler.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is. Like here, this is an example. Like this, I extruded this, but this area is resurfaced inside of. I think I use topple gun for this. And then I extrude and all this other stuff, but I can get cleaner results when I take my stuff out somewhere else.
I think you probably it's kind of easier to kind of like just to model like almost like the sculpt stuff in ZBrush quickly without having to worry about agonizing over every single edge flow.
Correct. And like for example, like this thumb here, like this hand was made like from like I took I just blocked this out and then I retopologized like I knew that I wanted a loop to come around here, then come around here and come around here. Then I started to like again. Once I get that, I'll either bevel or extrude in Maya or Blender, and then I'll just like send it back here.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I'm not skilled enough to do this in ZBrush. Like I just can't do it. Can't do it.
Why am I a sir?
I don't know, Ram. Something about me tells me that you're a sir.
I was gonna say, yeah. Some people you just call them sir. You don't question it. You just do.
What character are you doing? We are Mike and I. We're doing like gods. So I'm making an Ares, god of war Ares. So this is the beginning stage of that. My goal is he's gonna have like really cool long hair, godlike armor.
I'm doing the god of pencils
and a bomb ass sword.
I'm doing the lesser known god of pencils. Not the most famous Greek god, but
Who was I?
I had to write somehow.
Strike Pro. Close holes.
Now, are you and Mike kind of like doing these things kind of separately, but at the same time? Or are you going to be? Are they going to be kind of like part of the same, like dioramic thing?
No, because he chose Thor, so I don't think Thor's a Nordic god.
Yeah.
You're just making too much sense.
The god of bad writers.
So here's what I can do here. I think I might like my idea here. X. What's up, Sid?
Yeah, what's up, Zen?
And right, I knew that like when you like I have like for example the slice tool. I know there's a way to oh shit crash. Nice.
That wasn't what you're looking to do.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, thanks, Esteban. Yeah, again, this is my way of doing folds. It is.
They look like folds.
I mean, I don't know why. And again, like there are times where where it works, and there are times when it really doesn't. And I don't. But I like doing folds using the curve, the mass curve. I don't even because you know why? Because I haven't figured out a way regularly to sculpt folds where I like with the trails brush or whatever, where I don't hate the way the stroke starts. Like it's got little dots, it's got little kind of like it doesn't kind of fade in or fade out. So I'm just like, you know what? Nope. I'm just gonna just mask out a very sharp line, and then just pull it out a little bit. And then you get a nice little fold. There you go. Perfect. I just use masking and pushing and pulling, and that's the extent of my folds. That is my special technique. It's my signature. It's fake looking folds. That's how you know they're mine. All right. So what was it you were saying? There's a way to do what?
I forgot. I don't even know anymore.
You're talking about. You said somehow there's like not.
You know,
not
so I like see how my control shift is now slice, right?
Right. So you want.
I remember there's the way to switch back to like select lasso easily or select tool easily, but I forgot how you do that.
Oh, you're not trying to. Okay, I thought you wanted to kind of do it so that you could just drag out a selection and get
so
a strip
I have. Yeah, I have my select is now my control shift is now this, but there was a shortcut that you can switch it back to select for a temporary time, and I forgot how to do that.
Oh, I mean, you can always just control click, right? Control shift click. That'll still isolate it.
No, like it's slice. I can't change it. Only way I can change it if I go back to my brush and I change it back to select again.
Oh, that I don't know.
There's a shortcut way to change it back to select.
That I don't know. So, when you use smooth directional, does it work well on high res stuff, or do you have to kind of go down? Because I'm curious about that. Because I know that there are different smooth brushes. I haven't tried them a lot of them
out. It's usually not at super high when I've used it.
Let me see here. Let's go to. I'm gonna go to my trails here. See, like this is like I get these little bumps at the end of my stroke. Right? It's just it drives me nuts. Let's just see.
Not really for high res.
Yeah, and probably it's probably just a matter of doing it at that. I just feel like I can't find that happy medium sometimes. But I'm curious now about that's smooth directional.
No,
Actually, that's a pretty nice job.
Oh, I just did it, and I don't know how I did it. Oh, I like you see how I changed it? I just don't know what I'm doing to do it. That slice, I'm picking up my shift key, I'm pressing shift again, and oh no, I picked up alt. This you can toggle to it by pressing by toggling alt. So that alt. Ah ha 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 ha.
No wait, so you're control shift clicking and dragging, and as you're dragging you let go of alt?
No, so right now you see it's the slice.
Right.
If control, it's control. I'm pressing control and it's shifting. So control, I picked up control, I'm holding shift and I'm pressing control again and it changed. There we go.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you, Eston, for trying. It's control. If you do control, it'll do it.
Yeah, because I know the space bar is what does it, so that it does it, for the brush radius, which is good for doing straps and stuff. That's what I thought you're looking to do. I thought you were looking to just draw out polygroup strips by using the brush radius as opposed to slicing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I would have just like sliced the geo and just deleted and have the clean thing and just be done with it.
Yeah, but this is pretty useful. Again, if I go to my control shift for my slice curve, right, and I want to get a bunch of strips, hold on control and shift instead of doing this and getting a bunch of strips this way, right? If you want to control and shift and hold down space bar and change it to brush radius, now you can just get those strips based on your brush size, right?
Nice.
So it saves you a trip.
Yeah, but what if you wanted the gaps between them to be all the same?
Well, then you would just draw them out more equidistant, I would imagine.
Okay.
I keep going. Now I'm trying to do the control. There you go. Okay, good. I did that control.
Isn't that helpful though? Like it's helpful to be able to do that.
It is. It's also good to know if I do it by accident why it happened.
Yeah.
Pencil fingertips for contrast. Well, I gave him shoes that kind of the wingtips kind of have a pencil feel to them. So I'm going with that. It's possible if I do too much of that, it's going to be like pencil this, pencil that, pencil everything. I think the black gloves are just going to be black gloves because I want him to still feel like he's a gangster, So it's a rare show of restraint from me here for not doing that, because that does sound like something I would do. I will say this though, man, that smooth directional, it's pretty darn good. A little bit too intense actually, but it's still pretty good.
going to be a horrible idea.
Yeah, see, if I did like the fingerless gloves and they're pencil finger, that's getting into like creepy territory. That would be cool for like a monster version.
You know, the best thing you ever taught me about Z-Modeler, Brad, was extrude and not using that Q mesh stuff. Because
yeah, I don't like Q mesh because it takes on too much. It tries to do too much.
Yeah, when you told me about just normal ass extrude, I'm like, we made it. we made it. I'm so happy that.
Yeah, I mean, Q mesh is like that over anxious guy. It's like, oh, I can do this for you too. I can do this for you too. I can combine them. I can combine them. I can do all kinds. I didn't ask for that. Didn't ask for you to combine anything.
Extrude just works just fine.
Just
like I don't even know why Q mesh is there. Honestly.
The one thing it's useful for is if you want to like push a hole through something, right? If you want to push something into the point where it kind of
when is ever pushing a hole ever great?
I mean, I guess if you want to do like a chain link or like a belt buckle, and you just want to push a hole through the cube. I don't know. If I want to,
but knowing my luck, I'll push the hole and like reverse the face, and then I have a visible face somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't remember if you need to have a corresponding face on the other side for that to work. Even I don't even know.
It's more like it.
Now we have one leg with folds, one leg with no folds. You can see why it's important to add the folds. Even if it looks like those folds. Even those folds are better than no folds.
Looks good though.
When you add the stripes, it's all good. the stripes cover up a lot of sins.
It's like you don't see any folds on the other side. Look at the stripes.
The stripes are everything. All right, coming up on 8:30. I gotta go. You gotta prepare for other stuff.
Yeah.
So, folks, again, from my point of view, very, 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 very grateful that Bradley and Mike came because God knows,
you're a star.
You're a star. Just me doing folds is not amazing stuff. So especially my folds. So thanks, Bradley, for coming in, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Please do it more often. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike, wherever you may be.
Yeah, your machine doesn't work. We understand.
Thanks, Tony, for coming in. Thank you so much, Ram, Zerchan, Esteban, everyone for coming by. Again, hopefully it was helpful to you. I'm psyched I got to see Bradley's progress on the area. He's looking awesome, dude. Andrew, thank you for coming by and giving us a blast from our past. You're old like us, and I love it. Guys, Orlando, thank you so much for coming by. We'll see you guys. I'll be here next Thursday. No idea what's happening next Thursday, but it'll be something no one's heard of, I'm sure. And hopefully there'll be more people than just me, because God knows. Gus, thanks for showing up. Bradley, again, thank you. See you guys. See you next week.
All right. Peace.